Was he running over Jasmine? Oh my, look at that hilarious chicken over there. Oh my gosh, Jasper. It's just Amanda. And somehow your picture has stopped, I think. Don?
I'm trying to get this to work. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Kind of hard to talk and try to get the stupid thing to work too. I got to get the echo out of my ear. It's driving me crazy.
I understand. Oh, well, I'm visible at YouTube. Have we not focused you yet? Ah, now everybody should just see you.
Snowball, leave him alone. Snowball. Snowball. Hello. Leave him alone. Snowball. Snowball. Thank you, Jazz. Snowball. Snowball. No. Leave Mander alone. Snowball. Go play with a frisbee. Snowball. Snowball. Calm down, Mander. You make it worse when you run all over the place. I'll stick Jasmine on you. Snowball. You be good. Leave them alone.
Oh, Amanda went to the safe cage. Good bird.
Well, I put him in there, and then he came out and he was playing, and Snowball started messing with him. So he hasn't done anything. You know, it's just the usual Snowball voyeur thing. But
Yep.
it's a pink bird. I have to follow it. Snowball.
Yeah, it's especially cute and big pink bird.
Mm-hmm. Well, KK has come a long way because he crawled up into my lap, and KK didn't do anything except look like he was horrified that he was there. And then, of course, Lucy had to do her little territorial thing and strike at him. So, what are you doing? Super chicken. Mander.
Amanda having some.
He doesn't like Snowball looking at him. That's what it really comes down to.
Yeah, I know he's super nervous when somebody stares at him. Maybe
Snowball.
he has learned that previous
Snowball.
when he lived in a bar.
No, you're not coming
I
up
think
here.
when these guys stare at you, you also have.
You're going. Snowball, you keep it up. I'm going to put you in a cage. You hear me? Okay, good boy.
So
he might get cage. He understands what that means, but the rest of the words are meaningless. Just the tone of voice. There you go. That's a good Snowball. You play with the frisbee and let Mander hang out. Mander, it's all right.
Oh, Amanda found an auntie to sit with. Auntie Jess. A good boy, Mander.
I know.
Such a good
all
boy.
All right. Don't get panicky. This is only his second time in the group. Because he started being afraid of it. But he's still Mr. Paranoid. Hey, you. Calm down. Mander, calm down. You just sit there, there won't be a problem.
Oh, my Amanda, if you were a flighted bird, You were already over the border to Mexico, right?
Pretty much. Good boy, Snowball. Good boy. You play with your frisbees.
So, well, everybody is for a moment a good boy. Let's welcome our chatters. Falkins is here and greets all the chatters, hooligans, and Don, of course. Then Jocelyn Trickle is here. So, hey, Jocelyn, good to see you. And Lisa Banerjee says hello.
Hello. Hi, guys.
So, we have a special guest in the socialization room today. It's Mander. Yep. Big boy Mander finally. I'm not sure if he decided to come out, rather probably was tricked out with Christmas cookies by Don. But
he decided he only liked the frosting on the cookies. He wouldn't, so he tore up the cookie and ate the frosting out of it.
That sounds like, yeah, a little boy. Oh, Jocelyn says Cinnamon is watching. Oh, that's cute. I wonder what he thinks about Mander.
Snowball, you better not. Snowball, be good.
I think Mander would feel the safest when in every corner he could sit between both aunties. Mander, that would be something on Sugar's perch, being safe.
Well, he's calmed down now, so I'll see if he whether he'll trust me to take him out after this one. I don't know. Pippa only made it in here about 1 minute. That was it. She would not. She was heading right for him like a freight train, so I had to take her out. That's better, Mander. Just relax. It's okay. KK didn't go for him. KK's happier just sitting on my lap. Aren't you? Aren't you, big boy? Hmm? Yeah. Oh, you got to go again, don't you? You just can't sit somewhere and take it easy. You got to move. It's all right, man. They're just calm down. Calm down. It's not the end of the world. Calm down. Snowball, you better not. Snowball, no. He's not listening to me again. Snowball, no. Snowball, back off. I know you just want to look, but it scares him. No, if you go that way and I have to get up, you'll go back in your cage. Cage, cage. You understand? Cage. No, no. I'll send Cecil up there to get you. Giving me that look because I'm yelling at Snowball? Yeah, well, you got to get his attention somehow. He's louder than I am. Snowball.
Oh, yeah, I was busy in chat, so where has Mander gone? Hi, Cecil. Oh, I'm in the back. Oh, back there on the jasmine stands.
Snowball. It's two toys that can reach to toss at you. Snowball. Quit staring at him. He doesn't like it. Snowball. right. Behave. You aren't getting by Jasmine. She's not going to let you go by. Hey, no. If I have to lean forward to grab a toy or take you out of the room, it's not going to be pleasant for you. Actually, he doesn't mind being taken out. He likes to play in here, but he plays in his cage too. So. But I don't want to take him out. Come on, listen to me. Hey, no, quit looking at it. I wish he understood English. Snowball. And Cecil's upset at me because I'm yelling at Snowball. Hey, you behave. And Jasmine's just about the edge of her tolerance for Snowball at this point. So. He steps another step towards her. Keeps opening her eyes, looking at him. So. No ball. Behave. You behave. Cecil.
Oh, Cecil. Cecil be a good bird. Well, he says he's always a good bird.
Hi, Cecil. Are you hissing at me? Now you're sneezing on me. Thank you. That's just what I was waiting for. A Cecil sneeze.
A Cecil sneeze? Well, once I get sneezed by when when my budgie sometimes sneeze, then yeah, that's gross. What comes out, woof in the face when I have closed the
Snowball. Snowball. No. Come on, Snowball. Give it up, would you? Just give it up. Mander, stop looking so paranoid and he won't keep doing this. KK isn't chasing you. Do you notice that? He's just sitting here. He doesn't want to chase you at all. He's just happy to sit on my lap. So, see that? He's not coming after you. Neither is this one or this one. Sugar isn't coming after you. Lucy won't let you walk by her, but that's typical.
That's usual goose law.
Well, he's breathing normally again. He gets himself so worked up around the other birds. Now, part of it's he can't move that well with a twisted pelvis, but just stand up and look tough. That's all you got to do. This is not Monty Python's Holy Grail, and you're not Sir Robin. Oh, yeah. I don't think she's going to let you do that, Snowball. No ball. No ball. You're about ready to go in the other room. Snowball. No. No. This is going to be the Snowball no episode. Snowball. He's actually doing pretty well. He's only got one problem in the room. And Snowball's not really a threat. Snowball. Ah, that's it. You're out of here. No, come here. Come here for a sec. Move. Move. You two have to get off my lap. Move. Move. No, off my lap. Off my lap for a second. Sit right here. Right there. Sit right there. You're coming with me. Come on. That's it, Snowball. You're not listening, and I'm not going to yell no for an hour. Come here. You're out of here. I'll be right back, guys. Meh. All
That's
right.
interesting how in this vlog everybody is kind of chased by someone and chases someone else. So when Snowball is in the room, there cannot be a Pip because Pip chases Snowball. When Amanda's in the room, Snowball cannot be in, since yeah, he likes to, well, let's say look at Manda, but Manda feels chased, so oh my guys. You birds.
Now Amanda's trying to figure out who's going to chase him next. Nobody. Nobody's going to chase you, Amanda.
Mm-hmm. So we have a question by Falkensu about what if we open up another category for people who don't have a bird, so who cannot basically participate in our photo contest, if one can send in artwork or something like that. And I think if it's artwork, it's related to cockatoos or our vlog, or if it's something has to do with the season or so, I think we could do that.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to figure out how to do it, but yeah, we could do that. Probably end up having to have two prizes in two categories. I can't imagine any other way to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I was thinking instead of having it looks like we will have just one bird category, so we can basically go and have another category for people who like to do that and sending in kind of artwork or other photography. Why not? It's a cool idea, Falcon. So I think a lot of other people will love that too. Since I think we also have a couple of viewers who are actually like having this vlog as their pet birds, which is basically like I am. I do have two budgies, but sometimes I'm not all the time with them. They live with my parents. So Goose is basically my telepet. Goose, are you my adopted flock?
It could be artwork or maybe write a story or something like that, some kind of other form of creativity.
Yeah, I think I talked with Don it out, but yeah, something like that. And then we just post it for everyone visible on social media, and probably do the deadline a little bit later than it is with the bird photos. So yeah. No, let's do that. So, good idea, Falcons. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a good idea. What are you doing, Cecil? Yeah, the tough thing is we have what 9,000 subscribers, and YouTube doesn't 9 times out of 10 doesn't send out any notifications because there's no money in it for them. I think, so, which is why we're trying to migrate as much as possible over to Patreon, because we don't have to deal with that censorship.
Yeah. And on Patreon, there's no advertising.
No advertising. Ugh. I hate the ads. Hello. See how
Oh,
much
who's
calmer he
that?
is?
Who's a
That's
halloween bird?
that's KK. And he was the one that went right after Mander, and he didn't even try to bite him when he got in my lap. Right? Right, big boy. Big boy. Yeah, he's found a niche here now, so he's gets along pretty well with everybody. He's not trying to strike out at anybody. He's not taking off to go and get them anymore. But he's still going through about 50 pieces of wood a day. Yes, you are. Yesterday, I cleaned your cage and I looked back 10 minutes later and there's a ton of wood back on the paper. Just the way you are, kid. I know you'll eventually say pretty bird. I know that. You will. You will say pretty bird. What did you say down there? Bird? Hello. Hello. Hello, KK. Cecil, what are you doing over there? Hi, Cecil. Hi, big boy. Such a good bird. I don't know what you're good for, but you are a good bird. What are you good for, Cecil? Yeah, just being a good guy all around, huh? Just being a good guy all around. Yeah, we didn't have all this issue where one bird was chasing another one. We had Coco and Peaches, but Peaches held it together pretty well by herself. But when I had Coco and Peaches, it was everything was under control. One or the other would take charge. Jazz helps out a little bit here and there. So does Cecil. Not quite the same though. Those two had crowd control under their wings. That's for sure.
Oh my gosh, that's cute. Shuggy. Having a good time training. Or is that Shuggy bird?
That's the sugar bird.
Mm.
That's the sugar bird. You okay now, Mander? You all right?
I think he is.
He's become a statue, so he must be okay.
Mm.
He's actually
Since
tired
Snowball
from
is
all that
out
running.
of the room, nobody seems to be interested in Manda. I think he likes that.
Yeah, that was the problem was Snowball, and I could not get Snowball to stop. So that's just like with Pippa when Snowball's in the room and playing with frisbees, I can't get her to stop. I had a technique for dealing with that, which we would be out in the aviary today, except that we've got a good temperature, but unfortunately bad air quality. So we've been having good air quality and cold out there. So, but what I used to do at the place in California was the original place, as I had a couple of big squirt guns. And if there was an issue all the way across the aviary, I just slam them with a squirt gun. And that had a way of calming them down. Sometimes I would just pull out the squirt gun and it would stop. They would just get into a little bit of a row, nothing major, but to stop it from escalating, a super soaker does a great job. Can't do that in the house though. bird. Yes, you are a bird. I'm aware of that. Bird. Bird. Jasmine's still sleeping. Jazz, are you asleep? Jasmine. Jazzy Jazzbird. Barely moves her eye. Yeah. Mander.
Before the meeting started, he was running around like a crazy chicken.
You okay now?
Yeah, I'm happy for him. He's okay now. Looks like everything has settled. You guys. Sweet birds.
Guys, better watch out. I'll get a bird net. I could use one of those in here. In most places, I could catch them if they're doing something like that. I could just see a snowball if I throw a bird net over him. They'll just look at me like, what? See, he doesn't bother you anymore, does he? He's just sitting here.
Wait, feels KK bothered by Manda too?
Well, when KK first got here, he used to chase Mander, but because Mander would run, he would chase him. But
or he was just like Snowball, super interested in that pink big bird.
No, he was after him, and he wasn't just interested. he hadn't figured out his territory yet. Now I think he thinks my lap is his territory. So, well, he doesn't really defend it though. I mean, other birds can come and sit next to him.
No,
Yeah,
he just picked that abandoned sign away that Bob left, and then now he's sitting there.
He doesn't get into much trouble anymore. Hi, Mander. See, it's okay, isn't it? Is it all right? Are you okay? You are, aren't you? Yeah, it's okay in here, isn't it? The trick will be getting him out of here later in such a way that he doesn't feel like it's a problem, because there seems to be a similarity in their memory as it is with ours. They remember the last thing that happens, right? So if he gets out of here and everything's calm and I give him a treat when he goes back to his cage, he'll probably not want to fight me. But I have to make sure I don't have Snowball in here now. Snowball can come out at a different time. So Snowball usually listens to me, but he just really has a problem when it comes to his, I've got to see the pink bird.
Yeah.
What did you say down here? What did you say?
The thing is, Peaches was the one who had basically no problem at all with Snowball staring at her. She was like, yeah, I'm a star.
Yeah, didn't bother her at all. But it's amazing this one over here is even alive. It's just the way, his hindquarters are so twisted that it just doesn't work normally. But
yeah, Mander, you're a miracle.
He's an amazing bird, and Dr. Jenkins took 8 X-rays. So
yeah, actually, it's hard to see from outside, but Mander suffers from a great handicap with his twisted pelvis, and when one sees the X-rays and then one sees what's wrong in his body and how he compensates it somehow.
Yeah, he's amazing. Jenkins couldn't figure it out either, how he could survive with that. Because it puts so much pressure on his spine. It's got to hurt all the time. But he's got a good attitude about life. I mean, he comes out in the morning with me and has a bit of a cookie, eats some edamame, and then gets petted. And I go put him back in his cage, and he shoves his head into my chest. And stand there for 5 or 10 minutes and pet him until he's ready to go in.
Mm.
And then at night he comes out with Cause. She's not. I mean, I'm training her too because she's gotten real aggressive. So the Cause will sit on one side, he sits on the other, and so far no problem. I haven't even had to intervene. I just keep an eye on Cause's eyes. She starts staring at him. I cover her face a little bit. Yeah.
Jasmine.
She hasn't been like hasn't had any sleep or something. Jasmine. Jazzy bird. She's out. You too, huh? You too, silly. Yeah, I think we could have a category for people who can graphic artists, who people can draw something, and then those that can't do that can write. That's see, I'm not. I can design something. I can use AI. I know how to specify exactly what I want and get a good picture that way. I know what I want to see and I can make it happen. But if you put my hand on paper, it's not going to produce anything. Stick figures is about the best I can do. Well, I can draw. I can draw a dead
You
Teddy
weren't the
bear.
art guy in school.
No. Nope. I did
Was
well in
that
photography.
your weakness in school?
That and shop. The shop
Which?
teacher wouldn't let me shop. Where you build things out of wood and that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Or I
really?
was not allowed. I was not allowed to use the power tools. The teacher was afraid I would probably cut a body part off. He watched me try to work a machine, and he said, "No, you're not doing this." So
Ouch.
now I use power tools all the time for when I have to
Mm.
make stuff for them, and don't I? I do, Kanka. Hey, Luce, pretty bird. Pretty bird's half asleep. Cecil's half asleep. Hi, Cecil.
Oh my, yeah, Falcons was joking in chat that you were asking Jasmine if she's asleep, and Jasmine's looked like I was asleep, Dad. Mm. I think
Manners wide
everyone
awake.
is probably relieved that Manda finally found his spot and stopped running around like crazy. Manda boy.
I know he misses Peaches because Peaches would tolerate him and never give him any trouble.
Mm. Yeah, Peaches was his favorite auntie. She let him sit next to her, and yeah, they
They'd
got
get together
along
underneath
fine.
the chair in the aviary underneath me and
Yeah,
sit.
yeah, I know. Sometimes you hold down the phone, and then these two sat on the bottom of the chair, both together on the perch, and yeah, had a good time.
Yeah, he hasn't been. There's a lot of that. I mean, Cecil is unhappy that Peaches is gone, and I know he is. Um, Lorelai misses Peaches. Bob misses Peaches too, although he was starting to get some weird behavior before Peaches died, so it's gotten worse over time. He's fine when I bring him out with me, although sometimes he'll pretend like he's going to bite me. He doesn't do it, but any other bird, doesn't matter who, bring another bird in and he immediately goes after him. So there's something wrong. I mean, his blood counts are all good and all that, so it's who knows what it is. But he gets out.
We have a question by Lisa Banerjee, who likes to know why cockatoos in the wild live in small flocks.
Actually, they live in large flocks, except where they've been thinned out so much. The only full flocks outside of Australia are umbrella cockatoos. All the other ones are too small to have a large flock. Mostly, it's human intrusion that's caused the problem. In Australia, they're still in large flocks, with the exception of some of the black cockatoos that almost got wiped out by the fires and stuff, but which they're bringing back now. But yeah, the greater sulfurs in Australia are still in huge flocks. Yeah, it's man's incursion into their world. You know, if it wasn't for humanity, there would be lots of cockatoos. But got all these fancy words for this predator that goes around killing itself, killing every other animal. You know, Homo sapiens is a really bad name for it. Sapiens meaning wise. I don't think there's anything wise about us at all.
Homo destructus.
Should be Homo stupidus or something, you know, and Homo moranicus. What do you think? Figure you got a name for us?
Sugar says, I'm named after a carp. Carps are evil as well, but this shug is super healthy.
He's down here just relaxing, the KK bird. You're waking up a little bit. I can see it there, Lucy bird.
The goose. Oh, she's really cute.
Are you a pretty bird? Pretty bird? Sleeping Cecil. So Sugar's busy at least. Mander's just keeping his eyes open just to see if I bring in somebody, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, my Mander.
Yeah.
Little drama queen.
Chicken Little. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. At least he's relaxed now, so maybe that'll help him come in here next time. I'll have to persuade him that Snowball isn't in the room, though.
So we have two new chatters here. It's Calvin Thurston who says, I hear the echo of Red Foreman, and Jem and Jamie. Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late. No problem. You can probably watch the beginning later where Amanda's running around like crazy. Yeah, our special guest today is Mr. Mander. And Mander had trouble with Snowball. Snowball was looking at him, and Mander, yeah, he doesn't like it and doesn't
Don't
react
look at
to
me,
it.
don't look at me.
Well, there are people who are super shy and they freak out when they get suddenly attention.
I wouldn't know what that's like. When I was in kindergarten all the way up to 10th grade, I wouldn't raise my hand. And I hated to be called on for anything. So I was the little screaming kid that my parents tried to get me. They took me to Sunday school one time. The next time they tried to get me in the car, I put both my arms and legs out and fought so that they couldn't get me in the vehicle. They finally said, forget it. So I had one day at Sunday school. All they ever did forced me to do. And there were kids there, monstrous little evil children. Didn't want anything to do with them. At least that's the way I saw them then. What are you doing up there?
Oh, my Shuggy. She's so into preening today.
He's just doing the preening thing.
Do we have some itchy feathers, or is she just proud of her beautiful plumage?
I don't know, but she's really into the preening thing right now.
Yeah, with Sugar, I always have the feeling that she's super proud of having all her feathers back.
Oh, she was a mess when I got her.
Now,
The people really cared for her, but they were getting it. Actually, they were about my age now, maybe a little older, maybe 75, somewhere in that range, but they just couldn't take care of her anymore. And they were going to take her to a place that she wouldn't have survived. Fortunately, the veterinarian that owned that business died, and his wife took it over and turned it into a nonprofit. But I did not have good reports of how they treated their birds there. She would have been stuffed into a back room because she looked horrible, and they didn't have any birds on display that had feather destructive behavior.
oh,
So she
Lisa
wouldn't
is
have made it.
asking if there are 22 cockatoo species. I think we Googled once, and that's about right.
I don't know the exact number. That's in the range somewhere. And the Indonesian Parrot Project found the largest of the cockatoo species on one island, and that island is protected now. It's the sulfur crested, and I can't think of the name of it. It begins with an A. Oh, it's huge. It's big as, or a little bit bigger than the palm cockatoo. Imagine a bob as big as a palm cockatoo.
Interesting.
Sulfurs have a little more attitude.
Well, than tritons, or no, than all the other parrots.
Yeah, the other cockatoos at least, their sulfurs have a little bit of a sulfurous attitude. They like to play and goof off a lot.
But within the sulfurs, the tritons are probably the kings when it comes to attitude.
Yeah, we don't know about this other one that was just found. We don't know because I mean they're just protecting the island, and no one's been able to get that close to them. Although I guess there was one baby that got raised at Kembali Babas, which is the rehabilitation center in Indonesia for birds that are caught in the wild, that are stolen and then have to be replaced. So I see you over there looking around. Nobody's trying to get you. He's got a foot up now, so he's really calm. Yeah, if you get a chance, check out the Indonesian Parrot Project online. They're doing a lot of good work in Indonesia.
Oh, Lisa's, I think, looking for the large parrot don that is on an island, so the large sulfur-crested cockatoo. Yeah, I think there must be
you can find that at
yeah.
The Indonesian Parrot Project has pictures of it and the name of it. So that's where you'd want to look. They're the ones that found it. They're the ones that went to bat with the Indonesian government to secure the island so nobody could go there.
Yeah, isn't it that there actually live people on that island and they are now planting trees and stuff, so the birds will have natural hollows in the future?
I don't know. I haven't been out there to read it. I've been a little bit busy since I moved.
Yeah,
trying to get out here.
It was just...
I'm not sure. But there's still Indonesian Parrot Project still going, even though Stewart died. So.
Oh, is it the Aboti parrot? No.
Right. Yes, that's it. Aboti. Yeah.
Ah, I found it and posted in chat for everybody.
A big old sulfur crested.
It really looks a bit like Bob, but it's tough to judge the size when you have no Bob next to the bird.
No, they're big. They're big. Close to 2 pounds, I think.
So they're basically Moluccan sized.
Yeah, Molukcan's about a pound and a quarter, somewhere in that range. These guys are in between a Moluccan and a macaw, like a.
But I always thought Mendes 2 pounds.
No, he's not. He's not 2 pounds. He's about 1,000 grams.
And that isn't 2 pound.
Nope.
Okay, then I have to relearn what a pound is.
Well, I mean, the only ones who use the English measurement system aren't even English.
1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, Manner. Sweetie pie.
Yeah, bird. Oh, you look like you're going to start saying pretty bird soon.
So for all the viewers who are just here now in the second part of the live stream, we want to remind you that we have a photo contest running at the moment, and probably we will repost all the information about, but the main thing is you have time until the 9th of December to send us a funny picture or a cute picture of your cockatoo, or not your cockatoo, your bird, your parrot, and yeah, you can win a mug, exclusive Chloe Sanctuary mug. And we think about open up the photo contest for people who don't own a parrot. So we probably do a second category, which is about artwork or something like that. So everyone can contribute.
What are you doing, sweetness?
What does Cecil think about a photo contest? I think Cecil wants to see all the other birds. Cecil, show a little bit more enthusiasm.
Yeah, he's sleeping, Cecil.
Hmm.
White Shug, what? Giving me the eye up there, sugar? Oh, and the wine now, huh? All right, come on over. Come on. If you've got a bird, you don't want to do this because you'll get it mated to you, but she's already mated to me, so. I'm amazed at the number of people who said to me, well, why is that a problem? Yeah, well, when you deal with territoriality, you're going to end up with some scars. I guess you don't want to die without any scars. That's okay. If you don't mind your family having scars too. That doesn't mean you can't work around it. You can, but you know, that's like saying you can be a race car driver. You know, if you've had some training, you can, but I wouldn't try to get on a racetrack and see how fast I can go. I doubt I'll end up like George Lucas, who tried speeding around when he was young. He wanted to be a race car driver, and once he hit that tree, he changed his mind and went to school to learn how to do films. You know, that's what spurred him on to be a film producer. Nearly dying in a car accident.
Shiggy.
Right, Shug? Right, sugar?
Shiggy.
Yeah, a nice big beak could just take the end of my finger off in one crunch. Yeah. You really need to see this girl when somebody shows up here. I'll have to see if I can at some point get a camera when I know somebody's coming over and get it set on her because she looks like a totally different sugar bird with all of her feathers all out. And looks about twice her size, and she makes this horrific sound. And people say, "Well, that's cute." Yeah, sure it is. Put your hand in it and find out how cute it is.
Hmm.
Stay away from my guy. That's what she says. She's not worried about the other birds. That doesn't bother her at all, but people do. He protects me from people. Don't you?
You're a smart
Don't you?
Shiggy.
Hi, baby. Yeah, I knew once I got Chloe, I knew how ignorant I was, and that's when I started taking classes, because I knew I was out of my league. And it also, all those classes helped with human behavior too, because for example, I had one of my, the time I was married, and my stepdaughter was saying that Chloe had bit her. Well, Chloe never bit anybody. I mean, I heard it from the people I got her from too, that she just doesn't bite. She didn't. So I said, "Oh, okay. Show me where." And there was no mark anywhere. I said, "Okay, well, if you got bit, that's an invisible bite. Those are special."
Yeah, actually, then it hasn't been a real bite when you cannot even really remember where it has been and you don't see nothing left.
No, but they do have amazing magical bites. When, like that photographer, when we were at the temporary place before we came here, the Channel 5 photographer took his iPhone and put it inside the cage, and he's holding it inside. And he got bit, and
By Cecil,
that
I
was
think.
I don't know who it was. I don't remember. It might have been Cecil, but Cecil won't normally do that. But you know, anyway, and then kept looking at his hand. I know why. And you guess why he kept looking at his hand? Because he had a couple of red spots, but it wasn't bleeding. It almost never does when you first get bit, unless they clamp down, and that doesn't. They don't usually do that. So what it is that you don't see anything, but it hurts, and then you start to see the blood come out later. That's the way it usually works. So no blood at first, and then you start seeing it come through. As this part right here goes deep, but it's like a pinprick. So it takes a while for the blood to come out.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a Renaissance fair one time, and a bunch of kids came over, and they had Chloe, and this one girl's all the way in the back. She's maybe 8, 9 years old, all the way in the back. And finally, she came up, and as she reached out to pet Chloe, she pulled her hand back and said that Chloe bit her, which she didn't, of course. And then, so I eventually met the parents, and I said, "You know, your daughter doesn't tell the truth." And she they said she lies like a carpet. She says that child will lie constant. And yeah, so the child just flat out lied because she was too afraid to touch Chloe, so she made up a story, right? Reach out and pull your hand back and say you got bit. That's kind of the same thing happened with my stepdaughter. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure. I always thought young children in this age are super brave
No,
and touch everything they got to touch.
there's chickens out there, that's for sure. Well, just like I wouldn't raise my hand in class. I mean, that was a different kind of fear, but I was afraid of talking in class. So, but
I remember back when I was in elementary school, and then we traveled with our class to the zoo because we have had animal class there and got to know and learn something about animals. And there we were actually then the one of the caretakers came in and then, oh, look at this snake and blah, and what this can do. And then okay, who wants to touch the snake? And we were all like, yeah.
yeah, most kids are like that. I mean, they're until they have that one thing that gets them,
And
they're like
actually,
that.
it
But
really helps since it's completely different from what you think how it feels to touch a snake. So actually, we learned a lot by that, and we really didn't. We just with the finger little look, and yeah, we were safe, but was really a cool experience.
yeah, this one lady I worked with, her son kept he had rattlesnakes and he had alligators and all this. And I was over for we're having some get together there, and although I don't usually do those kind of things, but I was there and we were having hamburgers or whatever, and he goes, "Well, you got to come back and see my animal." So I went back there, and he had a 3 foot long alligator in this big container, right? And so he takes it out and he's holding it. And he goes, "You want to hold it?" And I went, "Yeah." And just keep in mind, I used to be a bodybuilder. Okay, so you can't tell that by looking at me now. So anyway, he hands me this thing and says, "Whatever you do, don't let it. If it starts wiggling, don't let go." And it started wiggling. It was twisting its tail as you see them do, like when they're in the water. I held on to it, and finally it calmed down. And he took it back, and so I held an alligator that was trying to get out of my arms. I mean, it's not like it's not like he pulled its teeth out or something. That was an experience. Another time I was going around with a friend of mine meeting his friends, and this is around the holidays, and there was this green snake that was scooting along carpet. So I put my hand down, and the snake comes up and it does the tongue thing where it tests my arm. Then it came up and wound itself around my arm because they need to get warm, right? They can't regulate their own temperature. So, so anyway, it finally slithers. I let it down after 10 minutes or so, and it slithered away. And they go, "Well, that's an African viper. We milk it every day, but you would have been in the hospital if it bit you." Oh, okay.
Oh my Shuggy. But I know as a little child, parrots, yeah, I had massive respect, more fear from these really big parrots when I was a young child.
Well, those beaks can get you. And they're not usually going after you when they do it. I mean, at least around me, if they're going after another bird, what's the matter? You wanted to be petted? You haven't been petted in a while. Okay.
It's just the impression they made when you stand in front of them and I have no clue about how I reacted to a cockatoo, but I know how I reacted to a macaw, and I was like, whoa. this huge bird basically looking at me all the time, every movement I made, and I really basically not dared to get really close.
Yeah, I was at the Renaissance Fair again one time, and this board member we had a green wing macaw, and the green wings are big, and she was standing. I know I've told the story before, but she's standing there explaining to these people why no one can touch her bird because this bird will not let anyone else hold it. So I just said, "Oh, what the heck?" I walked over and, "Come on, Claude, come on." And so she turns around. There I am with Claude sitting on my arm after she's been telling everybody that nobody else can handle it. But that's a big beak on a green wing. I'm actually more concerned about cockatoo beaks because of what they can do, because they grind from side to side as well as coming straight down. So they have more effective power in their beaks than those big green wings do. But still, it's a big beak. The big beak. The big beak. What are you doing with that beak? What are you doing with that beak down there? What are you doing? You gonna eat my finger? Are you? No? Okay. Big boy. How's that looking today, huh? It's looking pretty good. Starting to
was
just
a
a
little
couple of
man
days.
trouble, KK.
He's about ready for another. I got some diamond bits I'm going to try and see if I can go a little faster with a diamond bit. I've been using carborundum, but I think that the diamond bit might work better for the initial cut anyway. I can smooth it out with a regular conical bit. He's pretty good about letting me do his beak. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, I know. You're a good boy. Oh, I see we're a little overtime here.
I think we started also a little over.
So, Mander, you're going to say goodbye to everybody? Mander, salamander.
Amanda Salamander. We also remind
salamander.
everybody who hasn't got it yet from us that we have this year a calendar in our merch shop. Actually, 2 calendars, one of the whole flock and one just peaches. So if you look for a nice Christmas gift for yourself or somebody else, we also have other Christmas stuff like decoration and so ornaments for the tree.
Lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff.
Then we have a little advent calendar on Patreon and YouTube member section. And don't forget our photo contest.
And you can see you can see a lot on Patreon that's there for everybody to see, but some of the stuff we on YouTube we're only publishing to our members because YouTube doesn't support us. So we do special things for our members because we care about them there, but YouTube isn't supporting creators anymore, really.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just have posted the link to Patreon, so I think one just can see what's going on there.
And I know it used to be a pay for site. You always had to pay to do anything there, but you don't have to do that now. So some of the things you will have to. I'm going to be putting up I'm about a quarter of the way through this, and I need about another 4 hours to finish it. But a book of days with Peach's quotes in it. So there'll be a quote for every day, including leap year. It'll be a fairly big file. I was going to put some videos in it too, but it'll be way too large if I do that. I may make up like a separate one that has just like for the first of the month or whatever in videos. But so I'm working on that, and I'm also working on finishing up my training book, which I actually trained at the sanctuary. So we're going to be putting that up too. So lots of fun stuff on Patreon. So what do you think?
Thank you everybody for showing up today and being with us. We are always grateful to see everyone. We know such a long time now in chat and talk to you guys and having fun with the birds outside. Today we had fun with Manda being a chicken.
Yeah, super chicken. Hi, super chicken. Well, thanks, Anna Marie, for your help and
thank you for the live stream, Don.
And all the work you're doing on our Advent calendar and other things. So, you want to say goodbye, Shug? How about you? Are you going to say goodbye? You say goodbye? Yeah. We'll